It'll be Smith against Sasser. 2 stars to watch tonight. 7'5" Connor Vanover won the tip, but they call it jump ball. You ever seen a jump ball off a jump ball read?
Yeah, you know, I keep looking at Connor Vanover, and all I keep thinking is I hear a coach saying, you can't coach 7'5". You can't teach that.
Well, he wins the tip. Smith with the first possession for Oral Roberts, 1-1. They lost at St. Mary's last Monday, beat. And their home opener on Friday. There's the starting lineups presented by HR&P. Kick out and a turnover on the first possession. Thompson, Smith, McBride, Jurgens, and Vanover the starting 5 for Paul Mills.
We expect Oral Roberts to run a lot of zone when Vanover's in the game, but they are opening in a man-to-man, and Juwan Roberts is going to have to attack Vanover. You have to take your body into his body. 7'5". Boy, that is one tall human being.
Jurgens blocks Mark. You saw the starting 5 for Houston, the same starting 5 for the first 3 games. Houston beat Northern Colorado here last Monday and won at Navy on Friday against St. Joe's, a Veterans Day special. 3 shots coming for Isaac McBride. He was fouled by Jamal Shedd.
Well, Max Abmas gets a lot of attention, but Isaac McBride, preseason selection in the Summit Conference. He's also averaging 15 points per game, and he has been outstanding behind the three-point line, has made 6 of his first 10 attempts this season.
One of the better recent recruits, Reed, out of the state of Arkansas. He set the state scoring mark 3 straight years, 3 times All-State at Baptist Prep. Originally recruited to Kansas, went to campus, did not enroll, transferred, and then a few conversations for Paul Mills with old friend Bill Self, who at one time coached at Oral Roberts, and he said this feels like a player that will fit our program.
But also transferred to Vandy. This is his 3rd school in 3 years.
He makes 2 of 3. It's Sasser off the Roberts screen. Sasser for 3. Rebounded by McBride. Vanover hands off. Jurgens, a big part of the 2021 Sweet 16 team for Oral Roberts. Smith's first 3 off the back iron.
Yeah, it's interesting. I haven't seen Oral Roberts play this year, but the spacing has been extraordinarily good the first 2 possessions. And University of Houston is so good doubling and blitzing on the ball screens. It's almost like Paul Mills said, let's spread it out. Let's go one-on-one, take advantage of ISOs if we can.
We saw how much trouble Northern Colorado had with the double teams against Houston last week. Roberts spinning. Affected by the shot. Walker had his shot blocked. 3rd chance is there for Juwan Roberts.
Connor Vanover comes into this game leading the nation in blocked shots. 7 blocked shots per game. And I tell you what, they don't keep a statistic for altered shots, and they should, because that's just as effective on the defensive end as a blocked shot. And boy, he is a difference maker at the rim.
Showing the range here. He's an excellent free throw shooter. 2 years ago, he was 20 for 21, and Coach Mills has challenged him, said, you shoot free throws well. I think you can become a 3-point shooter.
You know, Paul told him, you can shoot them as long as you shoot 40% from the three-point line. You know, a lot of coaches see a 7'5" guy and they go, get in the paint, and you get frustrated. You spend your whole time trying to change him. Paul Mills is letting him be who he wants to be. He plays on the perimeter, but he's going to have to make shots to stay out there.
Roberts had the reverse layup. Good ball fake there from Kareem Thompson. He draws the foul. Here's the last play from Roberts.
Yeah, the biggest surprise, it's early in the season, but the most pleasant surprise for University of Houston is this young man. Juwan Roberts has been outstanding, averages 16 points, 9 rebounds per game. He came into the season, and any offense you got from Juwan Roberts last year was just a bonus, was icing on the cake. He is a legitimate offensive weapon. Cougars have already gone to him twice here in the first half.
Alley-oop. Thrown down by Connor Vanover, not something you see very often against Houston defensively. Marcus Sasser guarded by McBride. Now it's Jamal Shedd. Roberts attacking on a 3rd straight possession. He lost it. Good defense from Connor Vanover.
Interesting strategy to start this game. That's 3 out of 4 times the Cougars have thrown the ball into J'Wan Roberts. And look, anytime you got a kid this big, you have got to keep your body in between him and the rim.
Deep three, mid-court Max off the back iron. And Shed comes away with the rebound. Max Abmas not afraid to fire from well beyond the arc.
We've got a mismatch inside if they can get the ball to Jarius Walker.
Here's Roberts. Shed attacks. Lost the handle. Fouled.
Well, Jarius Walker's down there, and he's got a 6'2" guy pinned. He did a nice job of pointing to J'Wan Roberts to say, clear out, and cleared out the backside. And look at him. He's got the defensive player pinned on his backside, and Jamal Shed just could not get the ball to him.
Back to Shed. Thrown inside to Walker. He's fouled on his way up. Kareem Thompson, 6'5", fouls a 6'8" Jarius Walker.
Let me be picky, all right, nitpicky. When you've got a guy down here on the block, finish going towards the backboard, not away from the backboard. You're 6'8", 245 pounds. You got a 6'5" guard on you. Make your post move and finish crashing underneath the backboard, not away from it.
Game number 3, Reed. Are you surprised how much offense is going through Jarius Walker, the true freshman?
No, I'm not. He is just, boy, he was 10 of 14 out of that last game. Struggled a little bit the first night, missed some shots, but boy, he has just got such a phenomenal skill set. And you see that high release and the arch, and there is not anything on the basketball court this young man cannot do.
Reggie Chaney checks in, 5th-year senior from Tulsa, and he's starting a former teammate from high school, Connor Vanover. A lot of fouls in the first few minutes.
Nice job, Oral Roberts taking advantage of a mismatch. Carlos Juergens at 6'5", had Jarius Walker on him out on the perimeter. Nice job getting him up off his feet.
Walker picks up his first foul. J'Wan Roberts returns. Here is that story. Findlay Prep High School, Henderson, Nevada, 2017 and 18. Teammates there, teammates at Arkansas, and now rivals on the court. Chaney guarding Vanover. Chaney wins that battle. Mark with the rebound. Mark sprinting down the paint to finish.
They credit that basket to Reggie Chaney. Reggie Chaney ran the floor hard, ran all the way to the rim, and then cleared out and dragged Connor Vanover out of the play.
Juergens tries the alley-oop, and a foul called on Roberts as he tried to body off Connor Vanover. Media timeout. A very competitive first 4 minutes in Houston. The Cougars up 8-4. Last bucket from Jamon Mark, coast to coast for the finish. Eight-4 Cougars. First media timeout. Peterson with free Jennings. Paul Mills grew up in the Aldine neighborhood, North Houston. He played high school basketball at MacArthur High School, went to Southern Wesleyan, broke a vertebrae diving for a loose ball that ended his playing career, transferred to Texas A&M, began coaching at North Belt Christian Academy as a part-time coach. He was working at a bank during the day as a bonds analyst. Then he took a high school head coach job, Fort Bend Christian Academy. Was the first of 3 times in his career he took a pay cut to advance his coaching career. Next, a video coordinator at Rice under Willis Wilson. Another pay cut, his next job, Scott Drew's staff at Baylor. And then finally a head coach job at Oral Roberts in 2017. By the way, that also was a pay cut for a 3rd time.
I consider Paul Mills one of my friends in this business. I've known Paul for over 20 years, and well, he's a testament to good things happen to good guys. He waited his time, maybe more so than anybody I know. He was willing to take any job, anywhere, to align himself with good mentors. You know, he talked to you about Rick Majerus and what he learned from him. He has tremendous respect for Kelvin Sampson and his staff. But Paul Mills has earned this, and what a great assistant he was at Baylor. And, every night except tonight, I'm pulling for Paul Mills and the Oral Roberts Golden Eagles.
Chaney out for Shedd at short. Sasser with a loose ball. Kick out to Shedd. Corner three off the mark. And a loose ball foul underneath.
Jamal Shedd a little bit frustrated. He has not made a three-pointer yet this season. He was 0 for 8 coming in. I thought that second one was in. I'm glad he got it right back and shot it again. And look, he doesn't have to shoot 45% out there, but if he can get to where he's shooting in the mid-30s, boy, what a weapon that would be.
Foul called on Patrick Mwamba, transfer from UT Arlington. Chaney out for Mark from the corner.
Roberts got hit across the bridge of the nose, I think. Reggie Chaney has such a good feel for the game. We talked about it the other night. Oh, yeah, he's bleeding. Is that in his nose? Houston already with 3 offensive rebounds that has resulted in 5 second chance points, and most of them attributed right there to J'Wan Roberts. That's longtime trainer John Houston attending to him. If you look down in the bottom right corner, you'll see it just barely as he comes into the picture. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they may look at that, but that's just a basketball play. He's trying to box him out. He's got his arm out. There was no intent there.
Born in St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands, came to Texas, went to Shoemaker High School in Killeen. Memorable game last year, 9 offensive rebounds in the 1 possession loss at Alabama.
Well, you know, we already talked about the average. He's averaging 16 points and 9 rebounds. He's shooting 82%. That turns over his right shoulder, left-handed jump hook, and shooting 75% from the free throw line. Just a tremendous start for J'Wan Roberts.
And Mwamba, transfer from UT Arlington. Good size, good three-point shooter. He wears 32. Here he is on the ball, 7 to shoot. Foul on Chaney.
I think that's a good call. It was just late. I mean, he stuck his arm out there. Oh, that may have been a little bit of offensive foul, too. It's the right call. You can't go out there, and as a guy's attacking, you cannot put your forearm on him.
Already 5 fouls on Houston. And Mwamba out here for McBride. Max A. Smith.
For the most part, Oral Roberts doing a nice job handling the pressure from Houston.
Chaney knocked it away. Houston basketball, good hands from Reggie Chaney.
All right, when I said that, a turnover, but just the second turnover so far for Oral Roberts. Spacing has been tremendous. They're staying away from on-the-ball screens. They're not throwing the ball inside, allowing Houston to double team. They have really spread it out. Houston already has 5 fouls in 8 possessions.
Tramon Mark attacking. A late whistle. Jurgens was contesting that shot.
Tramon Mark does such a nice job of getting to the paint, and right now he's averaging 9.6 rebounds. This kid, I think before the year's over, I think he's going to average double figures. He's going to average 6 or 7 rebounds, and then he doesn't have a lot of assists yet, but in my opinion, he has as good of a feel for the game as anybody that plays for Houston. He's going to end up averaging 5 or 6 assists. You got your third offensive option averaging 10, 6, and 6. Those are big numbers.
Left shoulder surgery late December last season ended his year. Both he and Sasser come back for this season. A. Smith attacking for the first time. He's in the paint. Contested 3. And Mwamba commits the foul, his second and a short spin.
Max Abmas still looking for his first basket, 0 for 3.
Patrick Mwamba's been dealing with an ankle injury, 90% tonight. It was called a game day decision, but he looks healthy and eager with 2 early fouls. Foul trouble plagued Oral Roberts last Monday in the loss at St. Mary's. Sasser, guarded by Abmas.
Good defense.
Shed. Foul by Trey Phipps. Phipps, one of the local kids out of Booker T. Washington High School in Tulsa, went to University of Oklahoma for 1 year before transferring back.
Yeah, I was just about to say a shooter. He's a really, really good shooter who hasn't made a shot yet this season. He's 0 for 8, but Trey Phipps is a kid that can shoot 45, 46% from behind the three-point line.
Pass deflected away, picked up by Chaney. It's Mark, the hot hand in the first half, but that time off the mark. 7 early points for Tremont Mark. Abmas a step back 3 off the iron.
Reggie Chaney, really nice job helping on Abmas.
Sasser with the step back.
Houston on an 8-0 run.
And there's a steal for Sasser. After the 3, he throws it down. Timeout, Oral Roberts.
You cannot make lackadaisical passes against Houston. Marcus Sasser on one end has a beautiful step back 3, gets him in a rhythm, comes back down on the other end, runs through a pass and a run out, and Houston on a 10-0 run in the last 5 points from Marcus Sasser. And timeout, Paul Mills with the Cougars up by 12. A lot of offenses are predicated on reversing the ball from the top of the key. So you're on the wing and you want to reverse it. The problem when you're playing Houston is so often there's pressure on you when you're on the wing and you're starting to make that pass. So you already have some anxiety. And then whoever's defending the opposite wing releases his man and then runs through that pass. And as the guard out on the perimeter, you never see it. You have no idea he's there. You throw the pass and then all of a sudden Marcus Sasser is running through it. And as good as he is offensively, he has been just as good defensively. And preseason honors, that's about every list you could be listed on.
First team All-American, American Athletic Conference preseason player of the year.
Averaging 3 steals per game.
12-point lead for Houston. Abmas harassed by Shed.
Look at the spacing. They're trying to spread Houston out and try to go one-on-one. Not sure that's a sustainable formula against Houston.
And over top of the key for 3. Offensive rebound pulled in. Deshane Weaver, the Houstonian, back in town. Sasser out for Mark.
Yeah, nice pass ahead that time, and defense intensity for Tremont Mark and his teammates has really picked up the last 2 minutes.
Trey Phipps with the foul. Mark's been, in my opinion, Reed, the most aggressive on offense here tonight of the first 3 games.
He's on the verge of exploding. This Houston team, I think by the end of the season, they're going to look a lot like Oral Roberts, and that Oral Roberts has all 5 starters in double figures. I think Houston's going to end up with 5 guys averaging between 12 and 18 points, and maybe 6 players with someone coming off the bench. Terrence Arsenault over there at the table now.
Tremont Mark, sophomore guard from Dickinson High School near Houston. He has 9 early points. Arsenault checks in out of Beaumont at Beaumont United High School. 4-star recruit, played for David Green at Beaumont United.
A stud. Won 2 state championships at Beaumont United. And, you know, Jarris Walker gets most of the hype, but Arsenault's another kid just oozing with talent.
McBride for 3. Arsenault pulls in the rebound. Sasser a step back. He was fouled by Thompson. Oral Roberts 1 for 11 from deep. The Cougars in control, up by 14 inside Fertitta Center. Students enjoying this one inside Fertitta Center. 14-point lead for the number 3 Houston Cougars over Oral Roberts.
Oral Roberts has done a nice job handling the pressure. They only have 2 turnovers. What they have not done a good job of is making shots. They are 1 for 11 from the floor and still have not made a 3-point field goal. Max Abmas is looking for his first point of this game. And the spacing has been good, but Houston is so good. They're not a team that you just say, hey, I'm going to line up across from Marcus Sasser, and I'm just going to beat him one-on-one. I don't know about that.
Well, that was the formula coming in. If you had to paint a scenario where Oral Roberts wins tonight, it's because they're a good 3-point shooting team, they're a good defensive rebounding team, and they don't turn the ball over. 3 things you have to do well against Houston to have a chance.
And rebound. Boy, Marcus Sasser came into the game, hadn't missed a free throw, and now has missed 2.
12-4 rebounding edge for Houston. Great note from Stu Geddes, our statistician. Every player on the Houston roster who has played has at least 1 rebound tonight. Green Thompson playing with 2 fouls. Another missed 3. Walker fighting for the rebound. It falls to Arsenault. Isaac McBride had a good look and missed.
Well, for the Golden Eagles, 5 guys out on the perimeter means nobody's in position to get an offensive rebound.
Out for Jamal Shead. Arsenault from the corner.
Good
Ramon
rebound.
Walker kept it alive and passed to Sasser, who was fouled on his way up. Hustle rebound, Ramon Walker Jr.
Now, what a heads-up play by Marcus Sasser. He knows he's gotten fouled. He's falling down. Instead of just eating the ball, he threw it at the rim like he was attempting a shot. And there looks like it worked. Looks like they're going to give him 2. Look at him, just chunk it up there. And, had a chance to go in. What a heads-up play, Marcus Sasser.
The lead at 15 for Houston.
Oh, that was a 1-and-1. There are 19 fouls. I thought they called a shooting foul.
Conversation with Kelvin Sampson and Jamal Shead. Jamal Shead wrote that great article before the season about the expectation for him. It's higher than anyone else on the team because he's Kelvin Sampson's point guard.
And right now he has led his Cougars on a 15-0 run. What's that website? That was really cool. He wrote 2 articles that I thought were incredibly insightful. I enjoyed them very much. GoCougs.com or players' profile and articles. It was really good.
Yeah, look it up. It's excellent from Jamal Shead and the expectation he has on his shoulders. Thompson from deep, missed it. Offensive rebound for Vanover, and he missed.
Look, you can't practice playing against somebody 7'5", but one thing's for sure. You have to put your butt into his thigh and back him up. If you think you're going to box him out standing up straight, you're going to lose that every single time.
Second foul on Juwan Roberts. Vanover makes the first. Roberts to the bench. Reggie Chaney returns. Tall family. The Vanovers. He has 2 brothers 7 foot or taller. His brother Brandon, 7-footer, played at Central Arkansas. His other brother Justin, 7'1", part of the marching band at Alabama.
Holy cow, that's the tallest drum major in the history of marching bands.
Sasser off a Chaney screen with the floater.
10 minutes to go in the first half, and Oral Roberts has only made one field goal.
Another missed three, this time from Connor Vanover.
Let me say that again. 10:22 to go in the first half, and Paul Mills' team has made one field goal.
1 for 13, 1 for 14 from the field, 0 for 10 from deep. Mark off a screen. He'll take the mid-range all night if they give it to him.
Well, that's the problem with Connor Vanover. He's going to defend, and Houston's taking whoever he's defending, setting an on-the-ball screen, and that's just a mismatch. And Houston doing a nice job executing their offense.
Step back. Back iron. Miss from Deshane Weaver. Knocked away. Mark keeps it alive to Arsenault.
Good pass.
Mark will attack once more. Off the window for two. Mark has 13 in the first half. Thompson lobs it inside to Vanover. Jump ball. Arsenault helping out Chaney to tie it up.
And when you're that tall, you cannot bring the ball down below your shoulders. Watch Arsenault. As soon as it comes down low, boy, he eats that ball up. That is a nice play by the freshman from Beaumont.
Terrence Arsenault, number 66 recruit in the ESPN 100. Back-to-back 5A state titles, tournament MVP, the last one. They beat Mansfield Timberview in the final. Terrence Arsenault and Beaumont United High School.
You know, the biggest challenge, I think, for Terrence Arsenault is the ability to identify a role and then excel at that role. It's not the same role he played when they're winning 2 state championships, but it's a matter of learning how to compete, how to impact winning. Once he learns that and he gains the confidence of Kelvin and Kelly, you see Kellen talking to him, once he earns their confidence, boy, I'm telling you, the sky is the limit for this young man.
Here's some of the highly talented freshmen. Emmanuel Sharp came last December. Practiced with the team, did not play, so it's his true freshman season. 4-star recruit, Walker, the 5-star, and Terrence Arsenault.
Look, Kelvin will hate that we put stars up there. He doesn't care about stars. Having said that, well, this staff does as good a job developing talent, maybe a better job than anybody in the country. But you start with a talented kid? Holy cow.
They're really attacking the paint, Reed, right below the free throw line. That's where Sasser and Mark are going on every possession.
That is not traveling. As long as you're not rolling to gain an advantage, you don't have to have a pivot foot down, so you can move. Yeah, that was nice officiating by Don Daly. He's standing over him, he's looking down. Had he rolled from side to side, that would have been traveling.
Well, Reed, I just mentioned they're getting the paint with ease. What is allowing Houston to get inside the free throw line time and again?
It's an adjustment, right? I mean, they started this game, the first 4 or 5 plays, went inside to Juwan Roberts. They slammed the ball inside. They make an adjustment. Anytime that Oral Roberts is in a man-to-man defense, they're going to go back. They're going to go back to their on-the-ball screens, and they're just so hard to keep Houston, so hard to keep out of the paint. But a really nice offensive adjustment by Kelvin Sampson.
19-2 run, spanning 6 minutes, 14 seconds.
Look, you're down 21. You've only made 1 field goal. You're getting crushed on the boards. The problem is, if you're Oral Roberts, you got to try something different, right? To me, they've got to play a zone. You got to put Vanover in the middle of a zone because he cannot defend them on the ball screen when he's defending the screener. But you're down this much, it's hard to make a adjustment to go from man-to-man into a zone. Good
McBride
defense.
attacking. Vanover showing the range from 18 feet.
2 for 16 in the first half.
Connor Vanover has the only 2 field goals for Oral Roberts. Mark gets downhill once again and has the roll.
Interesting, Kareem Thompson got way up high on that left hand and thought that Tremont Mark played him almost like he can't go to the right. And that's not accurate.
Naismith against Arsenault. Pull up, in and out. Walker clears the rebound. Spectacular from Marcus Sasser.
Ooh, man, what a finish. Uses the rim and the net to shield off the 7'5" Connor Vanover. That is a heck of a finish.
Contested 3. Back iron. Walker fights for the rebound after the miss from Deshane Weaver. Arsenault wide open from the corner.
First time I've seen the freshman just let the ball go. He caught it in rhythm, didn't hesitate, and just let it fly. What a beautiful looking release.
Naismith from midcourt. His first make tonight.
The first 3-point field goal of the night for the Golden Eagles. They came into the game tonight averaging 35 3-point field goal attempts per game.
Mark
Good
into the
pass.
paint, inside for Chaney. Ramon Walker Jr. long with the 3. Naismith, another pull-up. Arsenault gets a hand in the lane. He'll go 1-on-4. Naismith knocks away. Sasser runs it down. Sasser. Terrence Arsenault.
Good rebound.
Chaney pulls it in, and he dunks! Ball circulation, Kareem Thompson for 3.
First shot that Oral Roberts has taken that was not over an outstretched hand, an uncontested shot. First one, and here we are, 5 minutes left in the game. That's pretty good.
We've seen Reggie Chaney run the floor the first 2 games. That time he cleaned up on the offensive glass. Mark, another mid-range shot. He has 15 points on 7 total shots in this first half. Naismith gets downhill.
And Marcus Sasser setting up the defensive player, using the on-the-ball screen, and then the ability to finish. As good a finish as you'll see. Watch him use the rim, the net, and the backboard as protection to finish that. And then if you're going to play the Cougars, boy, you better rebound, because if you don't keep them off the glass, it is going to be a long night. Cougars have absolutely blown this game open in the first half.
To 16. 5:04 left first half. Matt Peterson with Reed Geddes. Houston number 3 in the country. Also the top-ranked team in Texas. And this is One of the best times in recent memory, Reed, for Texas college basketball. Now is 6 teams in the AP Top 25.
And Jamie Dixon up in Fort Worth at TCU's been playing without his best player, was suspended for signing a contract, and he's been out 2 games. I think he's got 3 more, but well, I tell you what, I don't ever remember the state of Texas having as much talent as we have this year. That is remarkable, and it just makes it so much more fun for Tremont Mark and all these Texas schools, the fact that the Final Four is going to be right here in Houston this year.
After the timeout, McBride, Abmas, guarded by Ramon Walker Jr. Javier Francis in to affect the shot. Mark clears the rebound. Abmas 1 for 9 from the field in the first half. Mark had it knocked away. Deshane Weaver with an outstretched hand knocked it away. Vanover steps into a 3.
Well, he has been the only player for Oral Roberts that can knock down a shot. I look over at Kelvin Sampson. He's saying, contested. It's like, golly, I need a step ladder to contest it.
He was 1 for 13 from deep last year. Plus the foul. Javier Francis.
Really nice pass from Jarace Walker over the perimeter. Caught the ball, had his head up, was looking, didn't grab it and immediately try to do something. Had his head up, and beautiful find inside.
Francis has waited his turn. He's from New Orleans, went to Montverde Academy. Offensive rebound, Ramon Walker Jr. Now he's backing up the big boys. Walker, as Mark misses, and Francis getting an opportunity here. Corner 3.
Well, they are going to keep shooting them, aren't they?
Ramon Walker Jr. passes to Javier Francis.
Well, watch Tremont Mark watching for a potential new career high. He's got 17. Last year, he scored 22 on 3 separate occasions.
Walker missed it. Francis got the rebound, then he was fouled. Houston shooting over 50% from the fields, led by 17 from Tremont Mark, up big in the first half.
It took a while to get up here. We started out around 1959. Then we took a hard left in East Africa. A right at Baja. A 180 in the empty quarter. And that 65-degree incline at Hell's Revenge. But we didn't do all that just to get here. We did it to give you a truck that'll take you anywhere. This is the new Nissan.
Slim Chickens makes it easy to feed your hungry crowd. Fresh hand-breaded tenders, perfectly fried wings, and all the southern sides made fresh for you. It's easy. Just order on the Slim's app or website and leave everything to us. You can get it delivered right to your door. Any party, any size. Slim's has your crowd covered. Download the Slim Chickens app to order and earn rewards.
When you buy 10 tickets on Vivid Seats, you get the 11th ticket free. I wonder what my 11th will be.
Hey! You're trash!
Living rent-free in a hockey player's head?
Or maybe just make some noise!
What's your 11th?
This might be the most emotionally charged match of the modern era.
So Black Girl Hockey Club is all about building a community within the community.
A heart-pounding atmosphere.
This is the loudest that has ever been here.
Cougs in the first half inside Fertitta Center. First meeting between these teams since 1973, 1974. That one was won by Oral Roberts.
And what was the score of that game?
I think 118-108. Both teams easily eclipsing 100 points.
You and I had caught both our attention. You figure out 118 to 108 with no three-point line. And not a whole lot of defense in that game.
December 28, 1973 in the Oklahoma City in the All-College Classic. Francis misses the first free throw.
Xavier Francis needs to come up on his toes and extend his body and get a little arch on his free throws.
He gets his own rebound after missing both. Off the window for two.
Well, that'll make up for 2 missed free throws.
Eight offensive rebounds for Houston. Good feed inside. Some of the first paint points tonight for Oral Roberts. Deshane Weaver, fifth-year senior, went to Cy Falls High School right here in Houston. Deshane Weaver won a 6A state title under Richard Flores in his time at Cy Falls. Sasser. Shed for Francis. Ooh, Walt. Extra step for Jarace Walker.
When you get to the paint and you jump stop and look at the rim. Don't jump stop with your body facing the sideline. You're not a threat to do anything. If you jump stop and face the basket, you force the defense to you, and then you can make a drop-off pass.
Ring Thompson, senior from Florence, Alabama. Too long on the baseline jumper from Connor Vanover. Here comes Marcus Sasser. Walker for Mark. Mark lowers the shoulder. Fouled on his way up with another mid-range.
Offense has stagnated a bit for Houston. Not as many on-the-ball screens and more one-on-one attacking the perimeter. And not sure why you would go away from something that was so effective earlier in the game.
Third foul on Kareem Thompson. Oral Roberts. Mark makes the first. He has 18 points in this first half.
Came into this game averaging 9 points per game. Had only been to the free throw line twice in the first 2 games.
Graham Thompson goes to the bench. Carlos Jurgens replaces him, fifth-year senior from Estonia. Max Abmas, 1 for 9 from the field, has 3 points and 2 assists in this first half. Here he gets near the paint. Kicks it out. Weaver for 3.
Max Abmas did a nice job not forcing that shot. Drew a double team deep in the paint and was content to pitch it back out.
Weaver, one of 5 players from Houston on this Oral Roberts team. They have a 6th from Port Arthur. Walker steps out for the 3. Francis fighting for the rebound, but it's cleared by Vanover.
I'm telling you, Xavier Francis has touched almost every ball that's come off the rim since he's been on the floor.
Abmas misses a deep 3. Here comes Sasser. Shed for Tramon Mark. Into the middle of the paint once again. Shed directing traffic.
Good find.
Jarace Walker off the glass. Rebounded by Vanover. Vanover, hand in his face, misses the 3. Are you pleased with Walker? He's had these open threes and he's passing them up for better shots in the paint.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I appreciate the fact that he's not forcing it. So he's coming off a big game. He had 23 points, 10 rebounds, but he's not forcing shots. He's not happy with that last one where he did a one-leg running across the lane. And I guess I should say the coaching staff's not happy with that. But I think he's showing a lot of maturity for a freshman.
Sasser, Shed, Arsenault, Roberts, and Francis on the floor. It's Shed from about 8 feet. 24 points in the paint for Houston in this first half. Two-second difference between the game clock and shot clock. Max Asmus for Jurgens. Blocked by Francis. 5 seconds for Jamal Shead. Leaves it for Sasser. A three in the hole for Marcus Sasser. Just like last Monday against Northern Colorado.
It is hard to imagine a worse last-second possession than Oral Roberts just had, or conversely, a better last-half possession than Marcus Sasser and his teammates went into the locker room after knocking down a spectacular shot. Credit Jamal Shead. He picked up the ball. He looked up. He's counting in his head. He sees 5.9 seconds, and as he's dribbling, he's counting, turns his back, pitches it back to Marcus Sasser, and you just simply can't run a team better than Jamal Shead did right here. He runs down, he looks up, flips back. Perfect. Just perfect execution.
(51-24) Houston over Oral Roberts at halftime. Tremont Mark led everybody with 19 points, 6 of 9 shooting in the first half. Marcus Sasser, 15 points, 5 of 7 from the field. He closed out the half with a three-pointer. Before the season, caught up with the Cougar basketball team, talking about the culture of family around the men's basketball program.
Since I've been here, this program has been a family to me since I came on my first visit here. They just welcomed me with open arms. Like, it just felt like I was at home, like a big family atmosphere, like with the players, the coaching staff. Like, when I got here on my visit, like, they all just brought me in, showed me love like I was already committed. Like, it was kind of like a no-brainer to me, just noticing, like, the family atmosphere and the coach they already have here.
You know, when you go to a school where you feel like you have a good support system, you know, you start to get comfortable. You know, some of our players might be away from our families, and just knowing that they have teammates that they can count on, playing for a school that takes care of you, your teammates just having your back, and it just make you feel good, you know, to be a place where you just feel comfortable at home.
The bench was jumping as Roberts was jumping. They're all having fun.
You have that trust and chemistry with each guy that comes on. There's not many things that I don't trust my brother to do, just because we go through so much together, practice, conditioning together, and just winning a lot together. That just brings us closer and closer.
That's the kind of program we have. We've always valued family. We didn't start the family here. It's always been a family.
Coach Stamps, I mean, he's a great coach. I mean, he just expects the best out of all his players on and off the court. Helps him be a better man, make the right decisions on and off the court. So, I mean, he's definitely had a big impact on my development already since I've been here.
He brought me in with open arms, made me feel like a real family environment. Never rushed anything, you know, took me step by step, you know, made me embrace it.
Throughout my time here, Coach Samp has played a big role, and you know, to where I am today. Coming in as a freshman, he just, you know, stayed on me, pushed me to the limits I thought I would never be able to reach. Because on that court, he's a different beast, but you know, off the court, he's a great man. He just has that stature about him that everybody just loves to follow.
Mattress Mac in the house, taking pictures of fans. Well, last week, a great road trip for the Houston Cougars basketball team. They won against St. Joe's at the U.S. Naval Academy. Before winning the game, they had an opportunity the day prior to tour the U.S. Naval Academy.
Enjoy your time here. Good luck in basketball. See you guys at the game as well. So thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
I'm at the real thing now. This ain't Call of Duty no more. ship's purpose is twofold. Firstfold is to teach seamanship navigation, how to drive ships, which is a very big Navy staple, and to figure out where you are, another big Navy staple.
I'm up here by myself and I'm driving. I'm driving from right here. This is where we control the engines, and this is where we control how we're steering, left and right.
Halftime inside Virginia Center. Matt Peterson with Reed Geddes. First meeting since 1973-74 between Houston and Oral Roberts. Two excellent runs in the 21 NCAA tournament. And early on, it was the offense through Juwan Roberts for Houston.
Yeah, the first three possessions, the Cougars slammed it inside. The lone bright spot for Oral Roberts was Connor Vanover, had 11 points, but golly, the Cougars just absolutely lit it up in the first half. They shot 56% from the floor, 40% from behind the three-point line, but where they really dominated was points in the paint. Plus 20 points in the paint in the first half for Houston.
Mark really did well getting into that mid-range part of the game. Mid-range paint. Here's Arsenault from the corner.
Now, Tremont Mark was the offensive star of the first half, had 19 points, but Marcus Sasser had 15 points and had 5 rebounds, and Cougars were plus 16 in rebounding, and they really just dominated the Golden Eagles. It will be a challenge for Paul Mills. Can you go into the locker room? Can you get you guys to forget about that first half of basketball? They started just 1 for 15. After going 1 for 15, they then went 6 for 16. So that's what you've got to build on if you're Paul Mills.
Well said, 38% over the final 16 shots for Oral Roberts, but this was dominant from Houston. Points in the paint, second chance points, the key for Houston.
I mean, 28 rebounds, that's a huge number for a half of basketball, especially when you shot 56%.
Work to do for Oral Roberts, sixth-year head coach Paul Mills. Coach Sampson has to be pleased with his group. Looking to start 3-0.
Coming into the game, the Cougars' game plan was they're not going to let Max Abmas beat them. He really struggled in the first half, just 1 for 10 from the floor, 1 for 7, and the one shot he hit was in transition, and he wasn't in between the logo and the top of the key, but he was pretty close.
Well, this was the memorable run. Remember, they finished 4th in the Summit League that year. They won the Summit League tournament. Given a 15 seed, they beat Ohio State, which was a 17-point favorite that day. They beat them in overtime. Max Abmas played 45 minutes. Carlos Jurgens played 44 minutes that day. He had 5 steals. They upset the Buckeyes, and then they went on to beat Florida, number 7 seed, before falling by 2 to Arkansas in the Sweet 16.
Everything that's right and good about March Madness, right? You latch onto a team, everybody's back at the office talking about Max Abmas. Man, did you see that guy play? And Houston went on a run that year as well, advancing to the Final Four. And boy, they played such good basketball, especially against Syracuse and Oregon State, and then Baylor eventually winning the national championship. But this squad going to the 5th Final Four in program history.
Remember how tough it was against Rutgers. They were down double digits late in the second half, came back to win on the first weekend. Underway in the second half, Oral Roberts in the navy blue and gold with Isaac McBride. Sasser defends well. Offensive rebound, Max Abmas.
Hey, let me correct something that's almost unforgivable. I said the 5th Final Four. That was the 6th Final Four in program history. That's a bad mistake on my part.
Hey, it's a long game, a lot of numbers flying at us. But it's nice when you can turn around and see the banners hanging behind your left shoulder.
You saw me counting, huh?
Here's Tramon Mark in the corner. He gets to that spot at will tonight. 2 more for Tramon Mark.
He gets so low when he attacks. He dips that right shoulder to get it past the defender and then leans back and creates separation.
Lee Smith misses, rebounded by Tramon Mark.
Tramon Mark 1 point away from a new career high.
Uncharacteristic turnover for Marcus Sasser, who steps on the midcourt line. .21 points for Mark, 7 of 10 from the field, 6 of 6 from the line. Deshane Weaver over Mark.
Yeah, that's a nice basket. Deshane Weaver has been a bright spot. He had 5 points in the first half and playing with confidence.
Coach Mills says he provides matchup problems. He can get bigs away from the rim. He's confident, has a tight stroke. You're more concerned with the quality of shots than his technique. And Coach Mills knew he'd be excited to come back to Houston tonight. Roberts for Shead. 3 to shoot for Shead. Missed it off the window. Mark fights to keep it alive. Roberts back to Jamal Shead.
Jamal Shead drops his arm, and so on his follow-through, he doesn't leave it up, and so he's almost just kind of throwing it at the rim instead of shooting it up out of a cylinder. He'll watch that video, and they can make a correction. That's just mechanical.
Connor Vanover misses from 3. He's now 1 of 5 from beyond the arc. Sasser misses from deep. Ace miss. 23 points per game last season. He's been held to only 3 tonight. And he lost it here, finding Isaac McBride near the baseline. Both teams turning it over here. Jurgens wins it back for Oral Roberts. Ace Smith step back 3.
Yeah, really sloppy start to the second half.
Jurgens steps into a 3. Carlos Jurgens, 5th-year senior. Timeout, Coach Sampson. Jurgens started 12 games of the 2021 season, had 5 steals against Ohio State. Houston up big, early second half. Hall of Famer Rudy Tomjanovich in the house, led the Rockets to the NBA Titles in '94-95 after a very good playing career.
I grew up watching Rudy Tomjanovich play basketball in what used to be where we're sitting in Hall-Fines Pavilion when the Rockets came from San Diego along with Calvin Murphy. And boy, you know, we all have idols growing up, and Rudy Tomjanovich was my idol. I just loved the way he played basketball out of Michigan, and well, was so deadly with that jump shot off the backboard, and everything I did was about Rudy Tomjanovich. I even went and go to the barber and say, hey, I'll get my hair cut. I want it to flop around like Rudy Tomjanovich. It's fun to see, Coach.
And to this day, you still dress like him.
Well, that's right.
Dressed as well as Rudy T, known for his fashion, leading the Rockets to back-to-back titles. Look at that pass from Mark, acrobatic to find Sasser.
Nate Clover checking into the game and allowed 2 Cougars to get in front of him and put his 4 fouls. Now, I thought that was on Clover. That foul was on Kareem Thompson.
Senior guard goes to the bench. Had a good night against St. Mary's, 13 points, 35 minutes, but he also had 4 fouls against the Gales. Shead will inbound. Sasser in the corner. Tramon Mark. This time with the right hand.
Well, a new career high. That's 23 points for Tramon Mark.
Baseline jumper, Patrick Mwamba from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Went to UT Arlington, one of 12 siblings. This guy's athletic. Reed, he once ran a mile 4 minutes and 53 seconds, and he's 6'7".
Holy cow.
Mark continues to attack. He gets to the free throw line, pulls it out for Sasser. Sasser high off the glass with the left hand. Jurgens. Good vision to the corner. Back iron from Isaac McBride, cleared by Mark. All night, Tramon Mark has tried to get downhill. He's trying to get to the paint, not settling for mid-range and three-pointers.
Has done it with a lot of on-the-ball screens, but also just isolation. His first dribble, he's got this long stride, but he dips that shoulder to get past the defender.
The whole arsenal from Marcus Sasser tonight. After the window, he shows the 10-foot floater.
And it's now 19 points for Sasser.
Ace Smith to the corner for McBride. Contested three, and he hit it.
Now, Oral Roberts is not going to stop shooting threes. They have now put up 26 three-point field goal attempts. If you're Paul Mills, you say, okay, let's take small victories. Well, the small victory right now is they're leading the second half 10-8. That is a marked improvement from the way they started the game.
Isaac McBride missed his first 7 shots before that made 3. Jamal Shead a few crossovers. Out for Sasser. 1 second left for Sasser as he threw that up. Shot clock violation. Oral Roberts has outscored Houston 10-8 in the second half, but the Cougs up big inside Fertitta Center. Oral Roberts star Max Abmas is known as Midcourt Max. For Houston tonight, he's been outplayed by a guy we might call mid-range Mark. Tramon Mark has put on a show.
Yeah, 8 for 11 from the floor. He's made the only three-pointer, but he has consistently gotten to the soft spot of the defense. He lowers that shoulder. He gets to the paint almost at will, and then the ability to finish with his right hand as well as his left hand. And Tramon Mark has put on a show, and he came out aggressive from the very beginning. A new career high with still 14 minutes to go in this game.
You know, Reed, coaches always tell us he's a 3-level scorer. That highlight reel was a 3-level scorer. From 3, from mid-range, and attacking the basket.
Yeah, and he struggled a little bit last year with his three-point shooting as he was fighting that shoulder injury. And yeah, he can knock down threes, but what you're seeing tonight, boy, that's what he's the best at, is getting to that mid-range. I so often hear people talk about, no, we want threes or the rim. Threes or the rim. You can't play a mid-range game in today's college basketball, and well, I could not disagree with that more.
Yeah, tonight's film from Houston on offense, it is a counter argument to a statistician who would say those mid-range shots don't make sense analytically.
Now, points in the paint, Houston has just dominated 30-6. And other than Juwan Roberts, the first 3 possessions, it's been guards scoring in the paint, not the big guys scoring in the paint.
Free throws coming for Nate Clover III. He's from Port Arthur, east of Houston, out near Beaumont, Port Arthur Memorial. He's one of 7 Texans on this roster. He's 6'8", good size for the junior. Limited playing time the first 2 games. He comes in tonight early in the second half. Missing both free throws.
Rebounds 35-17 in favor of the Cougars.
Marcus Sasser for Darius Walker. Into Reggie Chaney. He'll spin. Out for Tramon Mark against Jurgens. Goes to his right. Halfway down. Jurgens clears the board for Oral Roberts.
Well, Jurgens dribbles that ball, and he's got that forearm out in front of him. And I feel like he is shoved off 3 or 4 times in this game.
Triple crossover for Jurgens, and he'll finish with the right hand.
That was a beautiful finish.
35 minutes a game on the Sweet 16 2 years ago. Best defensive player, according to head coach Paul Mills. Showed the offensive game there. Terrence Arsenault will attack.
Paul Mills told you earlier today that Carlos Jurgens is his best ISO player. That statistically, such a high percentage of his shots and his baskets made are out of ISO plays. And boy, we just saw it there.
Third foul on Trey Phipps. Terrence Arsenault to the line. He's biding his time as J'Wan Roberts comes in. We've talked about it, the star backcourt for Houston. Jamal Shead, Marcus Sasser, Tramon Mark. And then it's Arsenault kind of next man up alongside Ramon Walker Jr.
Well, that is some serious depth. I'm confident that you can't find a better three-guard rotation, and I'm pretty confident you're not going to find a better five-guard rotation than those five.
You suck! You suck! You suck! You suck! You suck! You suck! You suck!
Jurgens top of the key.
Here's another ISO.
Good communication from Jarace Walker. 6 to shoot for Jurgens. Walker pokes it away. One-on-one defending from Jarace Walker.
Well, Jurgens thought he had the mismatch that he wanted and thought he was going to blow by the big freshman. And nice job. That was clean. He thought he might have gotten him across the body, but really good hands.
2 seconds for McBride. He pulls up over Mark. Another missed three, and a tough rebound from Jarace Walker. Hustling back is Tramon Mark.
But Tramon Mark was kind of setting up Jurgens. If Jurgens touched the ball first, then Tramon Mark was going to dive on it, and that's a nice play. If Tramon Mark touched it first, it was going to be over and back. Pretty good idea. That play used to be whoever touched it last couldn't touch it first in the backcourt. They changed that rule now, and it's all about, it doesn't matter who touched it last in the front court, it's whoever had possession and control of it.
6th turnover for Houston. Mark has 23, Sasser has 19. Connor Vanover leads Oral Roberts with 11 points tonight.
Well, Roberts has done a nice job taking care of the basketball. They only have 5 turnovers. What they haven't done a good job of is making jump shots.
Jurgens. Under the basket. Out to Phipps. Mwamba for 3. Patrick Mwamba shot 38% from beyond the arc 2 years ago at UT Arlington. Good range from the 6'7" native of Democratic Republic of Congo. Reach-in foul on Jurgens. Oral Roberts hanging around down 21. A good second half. They've outscored the Cougs 15-9 since the break. 60-39, under 12 minutes left in the second half. Matt Peterson with Regettis. 9th year at U of H for Kelvin Sampson. His 34th year overall. He eclipsed 700 wins in the opener, has 200 wins now at U of H. Second all-time winningest coach behind Ivy Lewis.
I've known Kelvin Sampson for probably 28 years. Followed his career when Kellen was playing for him and he was coaching at OU. And after the last home win was number 700, which is a magical number. They played a video tribute to him of all the old players And man, it was amazing watching kids, and very few of them talked about winning. They talked about the impact and the testimony and the family and the culture that Kelvin Sampson and Kellen and Lauren and Karen, his wife, what they instill in these kids. And it was really moving and it was emotional. And I talked to Lauren later, and she just said her dad was so touched by that tribute. And I remember when Kelvin was hired, and the question was, hey, Coach, can you get us back to the NCAA tournament? Can you get us back to the tournament? Well, the last 4 years, he's gotten this program to the Sweet 16. COVID knocked out one of the best teams that he's had, knocked out that tournament. And then he comes back with a Final Four and Elite Eight and was just seconds away from going to back-to-back Final Fours. It is absolutely remarkable what he has built here at Houston.
And he was asked in a podcast this offseason about when did you start to realize that you were turning the corner at Houston? And ironically, it was when this building was being renovated and they were playing down the street at Texas Southern. And they went 19-0 one year and they beat some big-time programs. And he said some of the questions before the match from the broadcasters were a bit insulting, saying, how do you think you're going to play tonight against a team like Wake Forest? And he said, what do you mean how we're going to play? We're better than these guys. And they proved it with some big wins down the street at TSU. Of course, they opened this gym to great fanfare, the Fertitta Center, but had to pay their dues down the street while this historic arena was being renovated.
And it's turned into one of the biggest home court advantages in college basketball the last several years.
Arsenault comes for the tip-in. Good follow from the freshman.
Might have gotten away with a goaltender.
Houston now 61-4 all-time inside Fertitta Center. Out to Phipps. Sharp, good defending against Phipps. Javier Francis called for the foul.
Oh, that's tough. They played about 34 seconds of really good defense and rotating and closing out and bellying up, and a foul late in the shot clock.
First foul on Javier Francis. Ace Smith will inbound. Ace Smith's an open three.
Just cannot buy a basket. Max Abmas now 1 for 13.
Manuel Sharp looked good last week against Northern Colorado. Redshirt freshman. Now it's Sesser. Missed it. Francis hustled but could not keep it in.
Javier Francis has looked good. He's gotten his hands on a lot of balls defensively. He's done a nice job rotating over, playing belly-up defense, contesting shots at the rim, and he has put in some good minutes here in this game.
McBride had it knocked away. Sesser with the steal. Shed. Francis fakes the screen, instead goes to the basket. Arsenault off a fastball from Jamal Shed.
I'm telling you, Jamal Shed just threw a Justin Verlander 97-mile-an-hour cross-court pass.
Third assist from Jamal Shed tonight. McBride, catch and shoot three. Shed clears the rebound. McBride is 1 for 10 tonight.
Well, you can watch a lot of college basketball and not see a palming violation called. It was the right call. He hesitated. Jamal Shed had his hand underneath the ball, and but for the hesitation, probably would have gotten away with it. Good call.
Kareem Thompson. Clover the third. Phipps open three. And look at the leaping ability. Javier Francis just hung in the air to pull in that rebound.
Oh, Trey Phipps needs to make a shot desperately. Came into this game 0 for 8. Had a good, clean look at that one.
Jamal Shead. Francis. Tap the rebound to Shead. It's out to Sharp. 1 second left for Arsenault. Off the window. Phipps rebounds. Deep three from Kareem Thompson. Oral Roberts 7 of 31 from beyond the arc tonight.
We talked about it a couple times early in the game. They averaged 35 three-point field goal attempts per game in the first 2 games, so they are right on average.
Nate Clover the third, block Sasser. Hand off in a 3. Mwamba missed it. Arsenault with the rebound. Houston led by as many as 29 points tonight. Current margin is 27. Sasser missed it. Arsenault flies in for the rebound, and he's fouled.
Yeah, good strong hustle, nice strong rebound by Terrence Arsenault. Last time down the floor, Jamal Shead is over on the right side of the floor, dribbling with one hand. And look at this pass. I mean, it was an absolute bullet to the freshman, Terrence Arsenault, who knocks down his second 3 of the game.
$7:19 left in the second half. Matt Peterson with Reed Geddes. All Cougs leading by 27, number 3 in the country. Over Oral Roberts.
And Terrence Arsenault and his teammates have just dominated this game. They are plus 24 points in the paint, plus 22 rebounding differential. They've held Oral Roberts. They're shooting 23% from the floor and 20% from the three-point line. They have absolutely dominated this game from the get-go.
Tip in, finesse there from Javier Francis.
Javier Francis has some serious bounce. He was blocked out that time and just went straight up over the box out.
Here's Phipps, guarded by Jamal Shead. Excellent bounce pass and a foul on the reverse layup, Damari Williams.
Watch this tip in Javier Francis just straight up over the back, and really good camera angle for that. And that's a good no call. He just went straight up over Clover.
First free throw is missed by Damari Williams. He's from Houston. Went to Dream City Christian, Glendale, Arizona before ASU, but 1 of 5 from Houston. As you see here, Paul Mills was born in Aldine, the north side of town, MacArthur High School. 7 players from the state of Texas. Cougars have 5, and Oral Roberts was 7 from Texas. That's the most in Division I of any non-Texan school. Hard jump stop there. Francis, short with the right hand. Mark with another offensive rebound. Mark out for Emmanuel Sharp. Sharp with the turnaround from 6 feet.
That's that jump stop we talked about. You jump stop, you face the rim, you force the defense to react to you.
Phipps from deep. Loose ball foul.
That last basket by Emmanuel Sharp, you know what it reminded me of? Villanova's guards. That's what Jay Wright teaches as well as anybody I've ever seen. Those guards penetrate, they jump stop, they up fake. If you can't get you to move, then they kick it out and they go again. And well, that's a nice offensive weapon for a big, strong kid like Emmanuel Sharp.
Redshirt last season, graduated high school early, joined the program at the semester break late last December. Francis missed it. Late whistle.
Well, that was a nice cross screen down low by Tremont Mark. And He sets that cross screen and then releases to the top of the key like he's moving for a jump shot, and suddenly you don't pay enough attention to Francis. And you know, Javier Francis has done a lot of good things, but he's got to finish that one. Tramon Marks had himself a basketball game, both ends of the floor.
23 points on 12 shots, 4 rebounds. Yet to commit a foul. And it feels like if other teams are going to key on Marcus Sasser, he's going to take the space left on the court.
And Jamal Shead's going to make sure that happens. And nice job of finding players in rhythm and where they should be. And got a lane violation by Emmanuel Sharp. And just mental error, stepped across the three-point line, and Dom Daly was staring right at him. And Kelvin Sampson will not be happy with that.
Cam Embry into the game. He's from Pearland. Here he is. Kicks it up to the corner. This three. Rebounded by Emmanuel Sharp.
Emmanuel Sharp, you need to do something positive.
Offensive foul.
That wasn't it. Oh, nice defense. I thought it was Emmanuel Sharp that had the lane violation on the free throw. Maybe it wasn't. Was that a Sharp or was that Tramon Mark?
I believe it was Sharp. Emmanuel Sharp. Yeah. Lobbed inside and a foul underneath. That was Phipps feeding Nate Clover the third. Ramon Walker Jr., his first foul.
Well, I don't know if Max Abmas is going to check back into this game, but it has been a frustrating evening. He's sitting on the bench going 1 for 13 from the floor and 1 for 9 from behind the line.
We have former high school teammates on the floor, Cam Embry for Oral Roberts and Ramon Walker Jr. both played at Shadow Creek in Pearland. Charge is the call.
Well, we've talked a lot this game about jump stops, and that time you see the over penetration. And Trey Phipps, if you're playing against Houston, the chances of you taking the ball off the dribble and getting all the way to the rim with nobody rotating over in front of you is slim and none. If you get daylight, jump stop, shoot a little 10-foot jump shot.
Fourth foul on Trey Phipps. Ramon Walker Jr. out of Shadow Creek High School. Into Francis. A lot of whistles here late in this one.
It's a foul on Emmanuel Sharp. They ran that same play. We saw Tramon Marks set the cross screen. That time Emmanuel Sharp set it and didn't pop his feet. He moved his forearms out away from his body. And, well, you got to protect yourself, but you set screens with the middle of your chest.
Cam Embry, number 3 ranked player in his class in the Houston area when he was a senior. Another offensive foul. Boy, Ramon Walker Jr. draws another charge. First foul on Damari Williams. Jamal Shead kicks it out. Another three for Terrence Arsenault.
Now 3 for 6 from behind the line and 14 points for the freshman out of Beaumont.
Plus 5 rebounds for Terrence Arsenault. Turnover from Cam Embry.
A nice find by Jamal Shead, but boy, I tell you what, Terrence Arsenault has really looked good again here tonight.
Francis Turner, he's had a nice second half tonight.
Yeah, they're running that same play just again and again and getting that ball down deep against the defense.
Phipps spinning, rejected by Javier Francis. Walker kept it alive. Out to Sharp. Ambery pulls away with it. Arsenault with the block.
Cam Ambery got away with an elbow to the face of Terrence Arsenault, and the young fella stayed tough, stayed with the play, and made a nice block in transition. But boy, he got an elbow right in the face.
Arsenault has 14. Cougs lead by 37. Upcoming schedule for Houston. Wednesday, Texas Southern. Texas Southern beat Arizona State in overtime yesterday. And then Houston goes to Oregon. Oregon lost at home to UC Irvine. That's on Sunday night. And then Kent State comes to town the following Saturday.
That's a process. You know, for Kelvin Sampson and this staff, it's not a destination, but it's a process, and it is for Oral Roberts too. You know, they've got the same Texas Southern team tomorrow. That's 3 games in a row for Texas Southern, and then they at home against Oklahoma Baptist and at Utah State.
Texas Southern playing 5 games in 7 days. It's been a wild few weeks in college basketball. You saw Colorado lost against Grambling, but then won at number 11 Tennessee 2 days later. Temple beat Villanova last week. Short there from Ambery. Ryan Elvin on the court. Big cheer from the crowd. He's a junior at a Cedar Ridge High School in Round Rock.
Ryan Elvin checks in the game. He's locked and loaded. If he catches that ball, he's going to let it fly.
Ramon Walker Jr. An extra step.
And immediately, Kelvin Sampson says, pass the ball. When you get the ball on one side of the floor, it goes to the top of the key. Don't let it stick. You got to swing it. Let it move to the other side and make the defense shift.
Phipps attacks. Williams from the free throw line. And a foul underneath. That's the offensive rebound from Deshane Weaver.
Javier Francis has made a lot of good things happen in this game, as has Ramon Walker off the bench. And both guys fighting hard, trying to show the coaching staff they deserve more minutes.
Phipps goes to the bench, replaced by Jake Shannon, junior from Ada, Oklahoma. Weaver at the free throw line, 5th-year senior, won the 6A state title at Cy Falls High School under Richard Flores. His mom is the head track and field and cross-country coach at Prairie View A&M.
U of H signed a kid out of Cy Falls earlier this week. Number 8 player in the state, top 100 ESPN, Joseph Tugler.
Francis. Excellent spin and finish.
Oh, man, that looks really nice. He is so explosive, and rather not see him dribble 4 times to go do it. But, boy, I'll tell you what, Javier Francis has really looked good.
Jake Shannon, part of the track and field team with Oral Roberts in the spring. Now he's playing hoops. Ambery misses the 3. Sharp got his arm in the passing lane, knocked it out. It's Houston ball.
Near hand, near foot, thumb down. Sometimes you just stick it in the passing lane. Even if you're not looking, you can deflect the pass.
Emmanuel Sharp. Fouled on his way up. Cam Ambery got him.
Emmanuel Sharp is deceptively quick. You see the big, thick body, and you think that he can't get by you, and he gets his shoulders really low to the ground, and it's amazing how many times he blows by somebody out there on the perimeter.
Coached by his father, Derek, Bishop McLaughlin High School in Tampa. This will be a third decisive win to start the season. First Northern Colorado at home, and then on a neutral court, a wet court at Navy on Friday over St. Joe's, and now back at home taking care of Oral Roberts.
Yeah, they corrected that for the next game by turning on the air conditioning. I mean, who would have thought of that?
A really slippery surface as Houston beat St. Joe's on Friday.
Like dangerously slippery.
Yes.
You know, and 2 St. Joseph's guys got hurt, and they didn't attribute it to that. But I'm telling you, that was not a good situation.
Deshane Weaver. Off the glass. Offensive rebound and a foul on the way up. Nate Clover III will go to the free throw line.
Javier Francis is just all over the floor. He is playing with an extremely high amount of energy. His motor has just been terrific tonight. He is contesting every shot. He's helping on defense. He's recovering back to his player. He's really looked good. I believe this is the longest I've ever seen Ryan Elvin play without getting up a shot. And I don't say that making fun of Ryan Elvin. Ryan Elvin is an excellent shooter.
Good look there for Damari Williams. Missed putback. Rebound, Javier Francis. Here's Elvin on the ball. Off the front rim from Elvin. Ambery to Deshane Weaver for 3.
Deshane Weaver's had a nice game. He's done a lot of good things. That is now 13 points for Deshane.
2 of 5 from beyond the arc. Sharp attacks. Had to adjust.
Golly, that kid can score. I mean, he can score a lot of different ways. Right, left, he makes body contact, and we have seen Emmanuel Sharp play twice now, and he has looked good both times he's been on the floor.
6 points for Sharp off the bench. Final seconds here in Houston. Ambery. Francis with 1 final rebound, and the Cougs go to 3-0. Oral Roberts 8 of 38 from beyond the arc. 21% from deep, 23% from the field overall. Another convincing win for Kelvin Sampson in Houston.
And they've dominated the way he wants to. He wants to dominate with defense on the glass, playing hard. Points in the paint were the difference, and not just from the big guys, but contributions up and down the roster. The starters contributed. Terrence Arsenault off the bench, Javier Francis off the bench. Really a solid performance. Reggie Chaney had a nice game, and a lot of contributors in this one.
Houston back on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Mattress Mac was in the house. Rudy Tomjanovich was here. And the Cougs, another convincing win. They start 3-0 back Wednesday against Texas Southern. Big nights for Tremont Mark, who poured in a career-high 23 points. Marcus Sasser had 19. Terrence Arsenault, a career-high 14. 12 points for Deshane Weaver to lead Oral Roberts. For Reed Geddes, I'm Matt Peterson saying so long from the Fertitta Center, where the Cougs win 83-45. All games aired on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.